Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Right here before us, I got three different kits. They're basically kind of similar. These are the Camillus Quad Pack camping kits. Now they were quad packs because each one of them came with these sharpening stones. They're not the greatest in the world, so I pretty much threw those away. But I think there's even a couple different versions of these yet. The first one I ever found was this brown one. And I probably got it, I would like to think, approximately maybe 6-7 years ago. And this one here, the black set, maybe 2-3 years ago. I have to say that from what I've used, I kind of prefer the brown set. So today we're going to use these, go over them, and then maybe I'll do another video using these, kind of compare the two together. But stay tuned with me guys here, and I'll get the camera reset and try to get these put to use here. Okay guys, I don't know the particulars on the steel type. I don't know, I'm sure some of you watching had already seen where I did a little field test with this hatchet, and I'd mentioned that it came in the set. This is a knife. It's fairly small. Actually, let me get the tape measure out so we can get an idea of what that dimensions are. And we'll have an overall 6 3/4 inch, 2 3/4 inch blade, and it's a fairly thin stock. It's barely 1/8 of an inch, if that. However, I've used that knife quite a lot, and it's surprisingly held up pretty well. Now the saw, I like the size, and the compact is, it's easily carried in a pocket or in a kit or a bag. It's not the greatest saw in the world, I can tell you that. However, it does work. And of course, all those of you who have actually seen the hatchet, it works for its size and weight incredibly well. And I've used it a bit, and it's held up just fine. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead, work on a few pieces of random wood we got laying around. This is an old site that we did a lot of timbering on, stuff to get logs for our sawmill. So I'll get this all reset, and we'll start processing some wood and see how well these tools work. It appears to be the week for snakes. Another little racer snake. Well, there we go, little feller. Whoop. We'll just let him go. First up, I think we'll go with the little saw. And it's like I said, I don't know what the steel is. I mean, it does work. This, by the way, is basically a kind of a safety feature, and that's to help keep you from pulling out of your cut and potentially cutting yourself. Say you're having to cut real close to your hand, and it could help keep the saw from coming out and catching you. So let me readjust here. We're just a little bit too high. There we go. All right, real quick, we will just saw this thing right here. It's definitely apart from the greatest saw I've ever used. However, it does saw. There we go. and best not to try to rush it, you know, just kind of let the saw do the work. You don't put a whole lot of force into it so you don't, you know, burn yourself out. It's not too bad of a cut. I mean, it's decent. But I say it's far from the fastest saw I've ever used. However, that being said, what it has going for it with its profile is its portability. It's a lockback, actually. However, there's no safety on the opening. However, you know, like I said, its size, I do like that. I usually carry this in my Fat Max. It's kind of like my grab-go bag, and that actually rides in a side pouch on it. All right, the hatchet here, like I said, there's already a field test video on it, so if anybody wants to see it in action, just, you know, dedicated to this hatchet, it's there to watch if you're interested in it. But real quick, we're just going to take us and cut us a point. Say we want to make a steak or something of that nature. So this would be the tool out of the three I'd use for that. And we get our pieces. There we go. Just get it kind of started that way. I will say probably out of all three of the tools, this hatchet's probably my favorite out of all three of them. It's incredibly light, extremely sharp. It's quite a pleasure to carry if you're putting it on your belt, where it's so light. There we go. Just kind of refine that just a little bit. So not too bad. Like I said, I mean, you got to have some realistic expectations, you know, per size and weight, but it does quite well for what it is. And it does hold an edge remarkably well too, which is surprising for a budget item. I do believe at the time when that first came out, it may have been 15-20 bucks for the set. And you still can find these online. I originally got both those sets at Walmart. They were like little packs they had out usually around Christmas. Said this set here, specifically that collared set, you'll have to order it online now. Now, last but certainly not least, this knife that came with the kit, fixed blade knife. Like I said, it's small, but it is a full tang knife. It's got actually pretty good grip on it. Now, this clip, that's not how this originally came. It had like a belt clip kind of deal, metal clip that came in there. I just took a sheath off, or a belt loop off another knife I had, re-drilled a couple holes, and just ran that for a normal belt loop carry. So let's get this stick here. And this knife too, like the little tomahawk hatchet there, actually, for, like I said, what it is, actually holds its edge quite well. I absolutely would not recommend prying with that. It is fairly thin, and, you know, of course, as light and as thin as it is, they still felt the need to put holes in to make it lighter. Really wish they had not done that, but you know, what are you going to do for a budget kit, you know? And this is the pretty old dried up piece of hardwood here I'm cutting on. Let's get that little section, that knot out of there. Well, where I'm having a little trouble keeping it on the stick, it's making fine curls pretty easy enough. Let's actually get in there and just hog some off there. Probably had most of that out of camera there. Apologize, guys. Sometimes it's actually hard to do all this stuff and keep your filming in line. Yeah, definitely not going to do no real tip test or nothing with that, because that'd break pretty easily. Okay, guys, so what do I think? Honest opinion. Well, I'll tell you this, for the price, I don't think they're too bad at all. They're obviously quite functional. Keep it in mind, obvious limitations due to size and weight. And with proper skills, I can make all three of those work as intended, and they would actually come in handy in an emergency situation, survival situation, or just general practicing bushcraft skills, or even just a simple fun day out camping. So anybody asks my honest opinion on that, would I recommend it for the price? Yeah, absolutely. That's a nice lightweight kit, quite easily to carry with you. All three together, I wish I had a pair of scales. I would dare say all three together might have a little over a pound and a half at the very most. But for the weight and the rate you're getting out of these, I can definitely highly recommend those. So I'd like to thank every single one of y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's do what we can to help the channel stay alive. And I'll see y'all in another video.